What's up, guys? It's Dwayne, back again for another video, back again for a reaction, and today is a glorious day because it's another Sweden day. What do Swedes have in their fridge? Swedish food vocabulary. I love food, so without further ado, let's get into this reaction.
These are things you can find in every Swede's fridge that are impossible to say or just sound a bit funny. And in this video, we're gonna learn how to pronounce all of them.
Okay. We're gonna start with a healthy option. Morot. Morot. But then it becomes a little bit tricky.
So carrot.
Because in plural, it changes completely the sound. And in plural, it's called morötter.
Morötter.
I'm not sure what mo means, but rötter, it's roots. The O in mo is quite long, mo. And then the ö, which is this letter with two dots in Swedish, that becomes very short. So it's not ö, it's more like because there are two consonants coming after it. So that's why it's called morötter. Morötter. Then we have egg. Whoops, egg. 3 eggs are missing. Egg in Swedish is written ä-g-g. So it's this A with 2 dots on the top and double G. But it sounds just like English. Egg. And this one happened to be frukostägg, which kind of means breakfast egg.
Frukostägg.
Egg.
Egg. I'm trying.
And then we have something that all Swedes just need to have in their house. And that is smör. And you see, mine is already open because I love smör. And when you see this at first time, then maybe you think, oh, it's pronounced smör. But no, these 2 dots on the top, that makes a completely different letter in Swedish. And we also have different sounds of the if you have watched our previous videos. But here it becomes really long because we have just one consonant coming after. So that's why it's pronounced as smör. Smör. This one is a favorite one for breakfast.
What is that?
It's actually...
Is it like squeezy? Is it like cheese that you squeeze?
Caviar. In a tube. In Sweden, we love to eat things in tubes. You're going to see it if you come to Sweden someday. And this was just a quite popular brand. It's called Kalles Caviar. Basically, the caviar of Kalle, which is this dude. Kalles Caviar. And we actually really like to eat caviar with eggs. So sometimes we boil the eggs and put caviar on the top. Typical for breakfast, for frukost, which is breakfast. When you come to Sweden, you're going to notice that we have long words. We love compound words. And the trick is to kind of break these words in pieces. Then it's easier to understand what they really mean. Okay. We have, for example, this thing. This is chicken peas. And in Swedish, it's pronounced kikärtor. And it's very different from when you see it. Because if you would see this very fast, maybe you would think it's kikärtor. But no, it's pronounced kikärtor. So, kik would be the chick part. And then ärtor is how we say peas. And normally in Swedish, when we have a K...
It's so difficult. I'm trying.
And then we have directly after a front vowel, which is E-I-I-Ä-Ö. And here we have the E, which is a front vowel. Then the K kind of sounds more like a sh sound. So that's why it becomes like sh, sh, chic. So this is kind of first part of the compound word. And then we have ärtor. And the R in Swedish becomes a little bit soft if we have a T afterwards. So that's why it sounds not like a strong rolling R. It's more like a T sound. And since it is a compound word, that's why this K, it's not soft because it's an ä afterward. No, it's actually just, you should say as one word. So that's why it has a K sound in the end. So it's sh sound at the beginning and then a k sound in the end. So that's why it's called kikärtor. Kikärtor. Then we have this one. Äkta majonnäs. Majonnäs is how we say mayonnaise in Swedish.
Äkta majonnäs. That was easy.
And äkta sometimes it works a little bit for branding. It means real. Because there's some fake mayonnaise. But then we also have real mayonnaise.
Yeah, we have the same.
äkta.
Äkta.
And when you see this for the first time, then maybe you think it should be pronounced akta. But no, that means something else in Swedish. That actually means watch out, mayonnaise. Then, if you eat ham, then you need to pronounce this word. Skinka. Skinka. That's how we say ham in Swedish.
I don't know if I can say that one.
This one happened to be landskinka, which basically means ham from the countryside. But let's look at this word.
I thought this was a food video, but actually it's a language video. I'm learning to speak Swedish.
Skinka. Normally, when we have SK together with the front vowels, which are these ones, then it becomes more like a sound, like you have some ham stuck in your throat. Skinka. The K, on the other hand, sounds more like a K sound here. So it's k-ka, skinka, skinka. That's how we say ham.
Okay.
And then maybe you want to put your
I didn't even try to attempt that one. I don't know if I could do it.
skinka on a piece of
Skinka.
bröd. Bröd is how we say bread in Swedish. This one happened to be sportbröd, sport bread,
Sportbröd.
some kind of branding, I think. Maybe it's the healthier option. But just bröd is how we say bread, bröd. And here also the the O with two dots, is very long because we have just one consonant coming after. So it sounds like bröd, bröd.
Bröd.
This thing I'm going to show you is super important, just like the smör. Ost. And ost. That's how we say cheese in
Ost.
Swedish. And I think it's so important that we don't even need to write it here because we already know what it is. It's ost. Actually, here's, I think it says ost somewhere, but here it says präst, which is basically the priest. It's the cheese made by the priest or of the priest cheese. I don't know. But anyway, ost. And
Ost.
what is also very interesting
I love ost.
in Sweden is that we love to buy our cheese in blocks. And it can be quite frustrating because it's not so easy to find sliced cheese in Sweden. You can find it, but it's not the most common thing you buy.
What about grated into shredded pieces? Do you have that?
You normally buy it in blocks. And then you need to have this item, osthyvel. And
Osthyvel. Osthyvel.
osthyvel. This is something all Swedes have in their house. Sometimes when I have
What
my
is it?
Spanish relatives coming here,
Osthyvel.
they think you use this for the potatoes. But no, it's a cheese slicer.
Oh.
Osthyvel. And then, if you don't feel like this kind of bread, then you can have this one. Knäckebröd. Knäckebröd is kind of a
Knäckebröd.
cracker in Swedish, and we also use it as a bread. So be careful with your teeth when you eat this. But it's quite delicious, especially with smör, with the butter, or ost, and caviar sometimes. Then we have this thing. Some people find this a little bit funny because tuna in Swedish, we actually say tonfisk, which means
Tonfisk.
tuna fish. And this is also a compound word, tonfisk. So we put them together, but still the stress is in both words. Tonfisk.
Tonfisk.
Tonfisk. This brand is also very
I like tonfisk.
interesting.
Tuna.
ABBA. I'm sure some of you might have heard about the Swedish band ABBA from the 70s,
ABBA.
but it has nothing to do with the band. The brand just happened to have the same name. Sweden, my country, is not that famous for its food, mostly because of the cold climate. So it's quite tricky to grow delicious tomatoes or oranges. So that's why we need to import it from other countries.
But you could grow them in greenhouses. Obviously, you can't grow them natively like outside, outdoors, but you can grow a lot of greenery and veg and fruit and stuff in big greenhouses.
And when we import it, we also take the names from the other countries. For example, tomat. And this
Tomat.
one, this little tomato, den här lilla tomaten, it happens to
Tomaten.
be a cherry tomato. And in Swedish, it's called körsbärstomater. Körsbärstomater.
Körsbärstomaten.
And this
Did I say that correctly? I don't know.
pronunciation is very tricky because if you read it, it says like kurs, bars, tomater. It's very easy at least to think that it should be this way. But no, because when we have a K with a front vowels, then it becomes like a sh sound. So that's why it's pronounced like sh. And then when we have RS like we have here, then it's also a sh sound. So it's actually two sh sounds in a row. Shush. And then
Shush.
bad,
Bad.
shush, bad, and then tomater. So if I say it all together as a compound word, it would be shush bash tomater. Shush bash tomater. Another thing that is also very, very typical for some food, especially food we have imported from other countries, is that the pronunciation and the stress in the word is a little bit different than in the Swedish words. Normally, the stress in Swedish is in the beginning of the word. Let's see, we have, for example, äpple, äpple. Äpple is how we say apple. So if you kind of see this word, it has two syllables. Äpple, äpple. It's a bit stronger in the beginning. Äpple, äpple. And this is quite typical for Swedish words, but not for borrowed words. Same thing goes with these two fruits. Also not Swedish originally, so the stress is in the end. This one, banana, in Swedish is called banan. Very important. So the stress is in the back. Banan, in the last syllable. Banan. This is actually very important because we also have another word that is the Swedish word, which is banan. And banan is how we say track, like train track. For example, maybe you have taken the tunnelbanan, the metro. That's how we say metro in Swedish. It actually means tunnel track. But anyway, the pronunciation there is banan. But this one, on the other hand, is banan, 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 banan. And then we have this one, citron, citron. The stress also goes up in the end. Citron. So again, citron, banan. In Sweden, in general, we think that other countries have better food than us. At least it's more exotic. So for special events, maybe on Fridays, we like to eat something that is not Swedish. For example, nacho chips. Eller we do this taco techniques. So here we have nachos, but we pronounce it, of course, the Swedish way, which is quite long vowels. Nacho, nacho, nacho chips, nacho chips. And we also eat tacos, tortillas. Yeah, that's typical Swedish pronunciation. Some people might know that it's pronounced tortillas, but in general, some people will say the other way. Same thing goes for this one, popcorn. This brand is called Estrella in Swedish. Estrella popcorn, Estrella chips. But it actually is from Spanish, and it should be estrella. So, but still, Swedish people will pronounce it the wrong way. But doesn't mean we don't like the food. We just need to learn how to say it, like you did in this video. So yeah, this was a little bit what we like to eat. Of course, we eat more things than this. If you want us to explain how you pronounce something in Swedish, just write it down below. Maybe something from the supermarket or something else that you need in your daily life. If you like this video and you got a bit hungry like me, put a like and subscribe to our channel so we can do more videos about food, language.
That was really, really good. Yeah, learning a bit of Swedish. I thought it was just a food video, but it's not. I learned a bit of Swedish. Thank you very much. That was a very good video. Tack. Guys, thanks for watching. Until the next one. My brain is scrambled now. I'm thinking about all the Swedish words. Until the next one, I'll see you guys later.